All right, guys, welcome back to another special episode of this podcast, Sports Hype. As you can see, we got our third co-host today. Welcome back, Nick Saya. We're going to be talking about the NBA. We're going to be talking about the free agency. Where's Kyrie going to go, right? We're going to be talking about trades, especially after what James Harden just did. What happened to Bradley Beal? Are the Suns contenders? We're going to be talking about LA. What can they do in the offseason? We're going to be talking about what's going to happen to Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, especially after that Marcus Smart move. So let's get right into it. Let's start with Bradley Beal and what does he make the Suns and are they contenders?
Yeah, so the trade details, if anyone hasn't seen, was the Suns got Bradley Beal, which is the main thing, as well as Jordan Goodwin and Isaiah Todd. The Wizards got Chris Paul, who's now shipped to Golden State, obviously, for Jordan Poole. They also got Landry Shamet and a bunch of pick swaps. And then it was a three-team trade, and the Pacers got 2 second-round picks, as well as the number 8 pick, which they used to take Jarris Walker. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that trade as a whole and what it does for the Suns?
Okay. Um, yeah, so for the Suns, I think they are contenders, but not front run contenders, in my opinion. Um, I feel like there's one team that I would put above the Suns right now. And you might be thinking it's like the championship. Actually, who do y'all think I'm talking about?
We know who you're talking about.
It's not an Eastern Conference team,
Oh, really? It's a
but
Western
them
Conference.
too.
Okay, okay.
Any
Gio,
guesses?
Gio, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I got two real quick. For what for for starters, I'm going to say Sacramento, and then I'm going to say Oklahoma City Thunder.
That would make the most sense. Yes.
I mean, fair. Um, no, I think the Warriors are above them on like a serious
I was gonna say the Warriors, but I had to put that sleeper team in OKC in there.
note. OKC could make a run to the finals this year, getting Chet back,
Mm.
and they almost made the playoffs from the play-in tournament.
Mm.
Sacktown could win it all this year too, though.
We'll
They've
see.
got they've got experience now.
I mean, if they get a champion on their squad, you never know what can happen.
All right. But back to the
On
Suns.
to Bradley Beal. Let's yeah.
What else were you saying, Saya?
I think they did decent with that trade. Um, Clearly they have like the star power to make a deep run, but we've seen in the past it's not all about star power. I don't think it has been since LeBron's been in Cleveland.
Right.
So I don't know if this really puts them over just because of their lack of depth right now. I do like Isaiah Todd though.
Gio, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, they still have TJ Warren, right? In that depth spot, right? They got Cameron Payne. I still believe they're still paying him. So they still have two main contributors coming off the bench or being role players, right? When saying that though, you're paying your entire team's salary, right? Your entire cap on four players and DeAndre Ayton, which you're most likely going to trade, right?
Oh,
You
they're
got
saying they're going to keep him.
well,
No one wants him.
Yeah.
exactly. So as of right now, they're going to keep him, but if a good trade happens, they're most likely going to take that. So, but you got Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and they're looking to add another star and possibly Kyrie Irving, depending on how that meeting goes tomorrow. So, with all that being said, Phoenix Suns, yes, they are contenders because they do have three of the most lethal offensive players in the game right now. And Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. Three of the most lethal guys in the game. So they're contenders because of that. Will they go far in the playoffs? I agree with Nick. No, because they need that depth spot, and they don't have that right now.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys. They did do a good job on getting Bradley Beal for basically nothing, I would say, outside of pretty much Chris Paul and Landry Shamet. But if I was the Wizards, I would have asked for a lot more. But obviously, they're rebuilding, so they didn't really care as of right now. But back to the Suns, I agree with both of you. The lack of depth and defense once again is going to continue to kill them, and that's why they lost to the Denver Nuggets. They had no defense to stop Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and all the other assets they had on that team. And I don't see that changing going into next season unless they make major changes in free agency.
I'm curious who plays their one.
Right? So if
Yeah,
they do get Kyrie, it's gonna be
it would be.
Kyrie.
Yeah, but I think if they don't get Kyrie, they'll probably
It's gonna be
slide
bad.
Cameron Payne
You
in
think he's
there.
gonna be paying?
Yeah,
You play
He's gonna be the
Beal as a
dominant
three
ball
then?
handler?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I feel like you could put D Book there and just put Beal at the two.
You could, but seeing Brad handle the ball in Washington, right? You know he can handle the ball like that, and he's a really good passer as well as a scorer, as we saw in Washington. So I think Brad would be the better fit just because of how great of a passer he is compared to Booker.
That's fair. I could see that.
I don't know. Book was
He was
he was
cooking.
catching that rock before CP came, or even when CP got hurt.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying against the Nuggets. He was still cooking.
But yeah, hot take.
Hot take, what? He froze.
This the Suns are a bottom six seed in the playoffs this year.
That is a very
That is a
hot take.
very hot take. Who's your top five then?
Warriors,
Okay.
Okay.
no specific order.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Warriors, Kings,
Yep.
uh, Lakers,
Hmm.
bro, I'm very out of tune right now. Hold on.
Pelicans?
Nah, not the Pelicans.
Okay.
Obviously Denver.
Denver,
Correct.
right. Yeah.
So that's four.
Grizzlies?
I think Memphis will still be a top five seed. Yeah.
Okay, that's five.
Okay. They're there.
And then
Okay, so you throw in there. You know they
yeah.
could be competing for that
They
spot.
could. You never know. If Shea keeps balling, they're gonna make a jump eventually.
Shea should have been MVP last year.
Now the finals MVP should have been MVP if we're being honest, but
I don't know, bro. Shea should have been MVP. Or
Again,
De'Aaron Fox, honestly.
they're your
Or
MVPs, Saya. They're your MVPs.
always, always.
Good to have you back, sir. It's good to have you back.
Uh, but getting back to the Suns, so we're all in agreement that they won't go. I'd say their ceiling right now is still second round.
I agree. I perfect uh like team to put them against, right, is to me that Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert Jazz team. I think they're gonna be great, right? In the regular season, top three seed, right? But then when it comes down to playoff time, like we all discussed, your depth comes into play, coaching comes into play. And obviously they got rid of Monty Williams, who's an amazing coach, right? So that being said, first time coach dealing with all these stars, I think the playoffs is gonna be a little rocky for them. They're going to need 1 or 2 years, especially with the star power that they do have now, getting the chemistry between Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. There's only so much time on the clock, right? Who's going to have the ball? So, in reality, I think they're going to have a rocky playoffs. And like you said, Jake, they're going to have that second round exit.
Yeah. We honestly, this is another Brooklyn Nets situation, if you ask me, like James Harden, Kyrie
I
Irving, and
agree,
Kevin Durant.
for sure.
I agree with that. I do think they have better talent than Brooklyn did, though.
They do, but it's just ball dominant
Mm-hmm.
players. They don't work together.
Yes and no, I would say.
So you're saying that they could work together?
I think they could. Um, but I think it will primarily work with Brad having the ball,
Okay.
just because I could see Book being a knockdown shooter. He'll move around the floor when one of the two other ball handlers have the ball, like KD or Beal.
Mhm.
KD or Book. When it's a rough one today. I'm not gonna lie. But I see Book and Harden being able to move off the ball when Bradley Beal has it. Unlike Harden, who just kind of got lazy and sat in the corner. But at the
Yeah,
same time, they're
I actually, yeah, I understand that for sure. Because Harden was he just wanted the ball.
yeah,
Another thing to look at too, right? Bradley Beal's a volume shooter, unlike Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who are two very efficient shooters, as we saw in the playoffs and the regular season last year. When Bradley Beal has the ball in his hands, especially when he was in Washington, we saw that he was a volume shooter. He needed the ball in his hands a lot, and he had to take up a lot of shots in order to make his contribution to the team. So, what's going to happen next year, and how much is he going to have the ball in his hands, right? When you have those two other great players next to him.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know about that though. I think with those two, he'd be more passive with it. I
I,
went back to like the
to me, I feel like he's going to be more of a catch and shoot player.
yeah.
Like
But I was
in
just thinking
Washington,
about like
he had to have the ball because he was the only guy. He's not the guy anymore though. So like I feel like he's going to be fine with it as long as they win.
If he can be an efficient shooter, I agree with you. But as of right now, we haven't seen him be that efficient on the field goal, right? So
But he didn't have the right players around him. I feel like he actually has talent around him now.
when you have Russell Westbrook as probably one of the greatest passers in this era, and you don't shoot at a high percentage, to me that shows you.
think think about someone who got his full team rollies to boost their confidence, like morale on the squad. He was once a top three point guard in the league. I would have said top two or one. Um, he was also a phenomenal passer, and he also played with Bradley Beal when Bradley Beal was like coming up, you could say.
Okay,
John Wall and Bradley Beal worked together,
that's right.
and John Wall wasn't even a shooter like that. So I think
Right.
it's gonna be a better like flow with KD and
Right, because the reason that Beal didn't shoot well with Russ is because Russ can't shoot. They let him shoot. They can't do that with KD and D Book.
Understandable, but at the same time, a reason why I do believe, whereas like Nick said, John Wall wasn't that great of a shooter, right? When he was in Washington with Bradley Beal. The reason why they got to the point in the playoffs was because of their talent, right? When it matters most, you can't have high volume shooters like a Bradley Beal, right? You need to be efficient with it, right? Just like Devin Booker, just like Kevin Durant, just like Jokic, just like Jamal Murray was in the conference finals and the finals. Like you need that
Aaron Fox,
Darren Fox, that guy, swipe up.
Shea Gilgeous.
You need those efficient scorers, right, when needed most. And to me, when you have Bradley Beal who doesn't score that efficiently, right, how is he going to make a difference in the playoffs?
I feel like he's going to be more efficient than you think, personally.
I hope he proves me wrong. I'm just looking back at the data that we know Bradley Beal has shown us, right, that he's been inefficient scoring wise, right? He hasn't been as efficient as Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. So when it comes down to those moments in the playoffs, who's going to have the ball in their hand, right? And then when they do pass it to him, is he going to knock down those shots?
It's a good question. The way I see it, Bradley Beal has the opportunity to fill a role that could be very, very nice to this team.
He could,
I
right?
think he has the potential to be a better offensive player than this person I have in mind. Maybe not as good defensively, but I feel like they'll have the same kind of role. I think Bradley Beal. Did y'all hear that? Fuck it. Sorry. Um, but I think he has the opportunity
Mhm.
to fill a role of one player that plays with a phenomenal player in OKC. I think he could fill that Lou Dort role and thrive offensively and then be mediocre defensively.
I mean, I'm thinking Bradley Beal isn't known to have the high quality defense that Lou Dort has, obviously, right? He's obviously a way better putting it out there, right? Bradley Beal is the top 5 scorer in this game right now in the league. He can get any bucket anytime he wants, right? It's just the fact that he has the ball in his hands so much in Washington. I don't know if he can be as productive for the team on the Phoenix Suns as he was in Washington.
Well, I think at heart, Bradley Beal is a catch and shoot player, and that's why I think he's going to thrive in Phoenix compared to what he did in Washington.
I mean, as you to prove your point, right? He had the ball in his hands a lot. He had to take a lot of difficult shots, which caused him to be less efficient than what we're hoping for this season, right? So maybe, as you said, that catch and shoot role, he can be more efficient, right? And as we all hope, that can help contribute to possibly a championship win for them.
For sure, but until I see what they do in free agency, I'm not ready to put them as title contenders because,
No,
as we all said, lack of depth and defense is going to be key for them come playoff time.
for sure. And I know you want to move to Ja Morant, but real quick, I wanted to talk about Bruce Brown since we talked about the Denver Nuggets, their championship run, and
Oh,
their
actually,
team.
before you move, I was gonna ask Saya something because
Warranted.
we were talking before you got on here, Gio. He was a little upset that his Miami Heat did pass on Bradley Beal. So I was gonna get his thoughts. Obviously, it came out that Pat Riley wasn't able to sell their owner on the luxury tax that Bradley Beal would have had on him once he left. So, what are your thoughts on Miami Heat passing up on Bradley Beal, Saya?
Stupid. Honestly, stupid. I understand like future wise Bradley Beal is like on the older side, contract, big, whatever. But honestly, this team just went to the finals with their current roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think bringing in Bradley Beal as scorer, which is something we lacked in the final, would have been a masterpiece to bring in. And I think it would have brought immediate success.
Yep, I 100% agree. When I saw that he was requesting a trade, the Miami Heat were the first team that came to my mind because you guys need a scorer. And based off what the Suns got him for, you guys could have kept Tyler Hero and added Bradley Beal, which would have just been insane. And I think would have been enough to get you that trophy.
For real. All it probably would have took was like Duncan Robinson.
And maybe Kyle Lowry, like that's it.
For real. And honestly, I'm on the ship Kyle Lowry out train.
I mean, hey, we'll talk about it later, but you got a player in mind.
Yeah.
But Gio, what's your thoughts on the whole Heat situation?
To me, they put all their eggs in one basket, right?
Right, Damian Lillard, yeah.
Damian Lillard, for me, that was perfect if it went well. Obviously, it exploded in their face just because what they were trying to prove and show was we have the loyalty for Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, you know, prizes loyalty over everything, right? So for him to see a franchise willing to do that for him, that might have enticed him to want to get traded to the Miami Heat. And obviously, he still wants to be in Portland, right? His faith didn't waver in the Portland Trail Blazers and their front office to get things done for him and still working to get things done for him, right? But I think that was a strong move by the Miami Heat to put all their eggs in one basket for Damian Lillard, right? But at the same time, it blew up in their face and it didn't work out. And obviously, they still have a great roster. It's not like they're not contenders, but having Bradley Beal, having that sour taste in your mouth that you could have had Bradley Beal and make you guys over, possibly put you guys over the hump, right? Just leaves that sour taste in your mouth. But at the same time, I respect the Miami Heat for what they did.
That's fair. But there's still a lot of players available, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but it's not over. We'll see what Miami Heat can do. But go ahead, Gio, about Bruce Brown. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's all good. So yes, free agent, right? They denied his contract extension, right? And he became a free agent, I believe, what was it, today or yesterday? So for me and you, we believe Bruce Brown played in a very important role in their championship run. Wherever he lands, does that make them contenders? If whether it's LA, whether it's Miami, whether it's Phoenix.
Yes, I do. I'm just smirking because I think he's a Laker, and I hope he's a Laker.
Oh,
But
you think he is? You think he is?
I hope he will be. That it's being said that him and Brooke Lopez are our first two priorities, which I like either one of them because we
Right,
need defense. So, and they bring both of that, and Bruce Brown can shoot it, and he
right.
just torched us. So I'd rather have him on my team. Go ahead, Saya.
Fair, fair. But come on now. Splash Mountain can pop that pill too.
Yeah, but like he doesn't want to be in Denver though because they can't give him as much money as us.
Right.
We can give him 12 million. They can give him
Mhm.
6 million or 7 million at most.
I'm saying y'all should be on that Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, no, yeah, he can. But I think we can get both though, is what I'm saying. Because we can get both, but
I mean,
it's
it's the
just
Lakers. They can do whatever they want, right?
it's just
They're
the
the Lakers.
fact it's just the fact that does Brooke Lopez want to take that much of a pay cut?
I don't think y'all will pay either of them, honestly.
Mm. Who do you think
I
they're gonna
think you're
pay,
trying to
Dick?
get Reed. Huh?
That's right. They're trying to get Kyrie.
Bro, hey, I was gonna get into that in a little bit, but since you brought it up, since you brought it up, yeah, I want Kyrie too, because I don't think he's staying
Oh
in
my
Dallas.
goodness. Being a Lakers fan, apparently you can get everything, right? You
Hey,
can get
bro,
everything you saw.
bro, we got the money though, because it's LA.
I mean, it's all sunshine and rainbows out in LA. That's what I hear from LeBron, right?
Hey man, we'll see what happens, but my first priority would be Bruce Brown and Brooke Lopez because you never know with Kyrie Irving.
Well, you need the depth, right? You need
Right.
defense and you need shooting. Kyrie
Yeah,
brings
but
one of those aspects to the table, which is shooting.
true. But I mean, we'll see what
Well, he brings
happens.
both.
We'll see what happens, but I feel like Brooke Lopez and Bruce Brown are the most realistic as of right
For
now.
sure.
But to answer your question, I do believe even if Bruce Brown doesn't go to the Lakers, he goes to whatever team he goes to, he will make them a contender because
I agree.
of how good of a bench piece he is. And even if he starts, he can slide into your starting lineup and give you 15 a night, like a Harrison Barnes for the Kings, who just got a 3-year, $54 million extension.
Right.
So if Harrison Barnes is worth that, and Bruce Brown is pretty much, I'd say, the same talent as Harrison Barnes, then Bruce Brown should get a lot of money.
The Sacktown just should have signed Harrison Barnes back. Not for that much.
Not that much is crazy because I checked his stats, bro. He's averaging 14 points per game in his career.
He's a good defensive player sometimes when
Yeah,
he wants to be.
but like they were in the running for Draymond Green. I would have rather put that money towards Draymond.
See, I would agree.
But yeah,
To me, Draymond Green is inexpensive, right? The way he plays the game. He's like that Marcus Smart type of player. You can't teach what they do, especially defense, right? The way his mind is and his IQ for the game, he's a point forward, just like LeBron James. No matter what he does, he can contribute and help you guys go to a championship. And no matter how old he is, he can still contribute to the team, right? That's why he's worth that much money. That's why everyone's trying to throw the bag to Draymond Green this late into his career, no matter the hassle he brings to the team, because of how much he can contribute to that team and how he can give you guys a championship as well.
yeah, but come on now. Draymond's going back to the Warriors.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, we
well,
all know it, but like I think he's trying to get leverage.
the thing is, I think Mike Dunleavy Jr. made a great play, right? The new GM for the Warriors. He got CP3, who is Draymond Green-esque, right?
Yes.
Except for the defense, obviously, but he is Draymond Green-esque in case if he leaves. Now, CP3 and Draymond Green have a little bit beef going on, respectively. How Draymond Green feels about CP3 in the past, right? How he treated, Steph Curry and all his teammates. You can't just be buddy buddy coming off from that, right? Draymond Green either has to work it out with CP3, or I believe that move shows you that they're okay with Draymond leaving because they have CP3 now.
Yes and no. I think shipping Poole out was showing that they wanted, right? To come back.
Right, that was a great indicator as well.
Yeah,
I think
that's the first thing I thought of when I saw Poole was gone. Like, okay, they picked Draymond.
For sure, right? But would you rather have, obviously, you would rather have CP3 over than Poole. But with that being said, CP3 being the fit he is for the Warriors and Draymond Green.
I mean, with prime CP3, yeah, I'd have him over Poole. But a 37-year-old CP3 who gets hurt halfway through the season, no.
Well, no, I'm saying CP3 now because of what you had relationship wise between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
relationship wise, yeah, but talent wise, I would have kept Poole.
If you're the Warriors and you're trying to win a championship and keep Draymond Green part of your core three, you had to get rid of him, right? So
Yeah.
having CP3 in return, that gives you a better chance of winning a championship rather than having a dysfunctional locker room like you did last year.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
at the same time though, defensively speaking, you're gonna have Stephen Curry and CP3.
Right.
Well,
This is why it's so
yeah, it's going
hard.
to be bad defensively, but I think one of them will be on the court, or
Well,
one on the court, one on the bench. That's my thought process.
right,
I
but
think
as of right now, they're saying the starting lineup is CP3, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and then Draymond Green at the five.
You see, I put CP3 as 6 man personally.
We all agree on that, right? But as of right now, that is the starting lineup.
I
That's
think you put
crazy to
Klay.
me because that's just you're asking to get out rebounded by 50 a game.
For sure. And
Draymond's
then
only what,
defensively, you're
6'9"?
smaller.
Like, and defensively, the only defender there is Draymond, elite defender, and then Klay
And
as
well,
well.
don't forget about Andrew Wiggins. Don't
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
forget
wait,
about
Andrew.
Andrew Wiggins.
we have that defense.
But like,
Yeah.
bro, you saw what Jamal Murray did to the Lakers, who had no defensive guards. He's going to do the same thing against the Warriors.
I mean, if you have probably one of the greatest postseason defenders and Andrew Wiggins on him, I think he's getting clamped.
Yeah, but whoever Curry and CP3 guard,
Right.
the the opposing team is going right after them.
Right. Whether it be, KCP, right? Whether it be who
So
else
like
was it?
to me, it's just that's two defensive liabilities instead of one now.
Right, exactly.
I think they're gonna have like minutes on the court together,
Yeah.
but I think you play CP like 25 minutes a game, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like, if I'm the Warriors, I'm saving him for the playoffs, knowing he gets hurt every year. We need
For
to
sure.
save him for the playoffs because we got the regular season in the bag without him. We just need him for the playoffs.
I think you let Kuminga play, let him be that like defense, that wing defense to sit alongside Wiggs.
Mhm.
Actually, no, they need them a big, bro.
I mean, they got Looney. Looney's a beast. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe they're looking at Brooke Lopez right now. They're looking at possibly bringing in Dwight Howard.
Dwight in Golden State would be nasty.
Would be nasty.
Imagine a shaved head Dwight showing up to Golden State.
Bro, if they're getting China Dwight, they win the chip easily. They get China Dwight, he hitting threes.
I mean, he's going crazy right now in Taiwan, right? But we all
He's
know
trying to recruit everybody there.
right.
LeBron,
Harden.
So we know what he can produce still at his age, right?
Oh yeah, I mean he was a huge part to the Lakers, and he was And he's really pretty much the same player back in 2020 as he is now.
for sure. So if you can add him to your roster, right? I still think the CP3 move is the best move they could have done, just because the respect level the younger players have for Draymond is quite low, to be honest, especially after that Jordan Poole punch.
Right.
And he even mentioned it even last year when he said he lost the locker room a little bit and he was quiet on most occasions when he should have spoken up, right? So now you have CP3 and a great leader who can understand the younger generation, and the younger generation respects him. So he can um help develop like Minga, Moody, and those guys, right? And understand their role in a championship run.
Yeah, I agree. But to me, it's kind of crazy that they had to give up 2 first-round picks to get Chris Paul from the Warriors along with Jordan Poole. Like that's giving up a little too much for a 37-year-old.
It is,
Yep.
but if it comes out to be a championship, I think anyone would give up that for a championship.
Yeah, if they win the championship, we'll look back on it. Okay, that was a great trade. But if they
Right.
come up short again, we're gonna be talking about this again.
I mean, the locker room chemistry, it's going to be there. It's not going to be dysfunctional like last year. You have a
Right.
great minded player in CP3. You can bring in size like we discussed in Dwight Howard or Brooke Lopez. As long as you
But
bring in someone big, I think they have a real good chance.
I agree. But like we said with the Suns, the question is mainly defense for the Warriors instead of depth, but also
I
depth as
mean,
well.
people have questioned their defense their entire time with Steph Curry, right? When they were on the championship runs with the same team, they were the number 1 or 2 defense in the league.
Yeah, but that was a different Clay Thompson though. That's
You
pre-torn
got
ACL Clay.
you had that lockdown defender in Clay.
I
Yeah, like
mean, do you
he's
think the
not the
fire's
same
not
defender
ignited
anymore.
after last year?
He's not the same defender anymore. Like after seeing what Austin Reeves did to him, no disrespect to Austin Reeves, I love that player, but like prime Clay defending would not have let that happen. Let's be
I
honest.
I do understand that, but do you also think he wasn't truly focused on the court?
I don't think the punch had that much of an
Not just
aspect
the
on that.
punch, but just the dysfunction in the locker room. I really believe that Klay Thompson wasn't whether the case may be. I don't think he was fully focused on that court. He
To
didn't
me,
look
to
whatsoever.
me, it didn't affect anyone except Jordan Poole. That's the only person I saw it affect.
I don't know. There was a couple times where I was watching Clay. He was looking into that crowd, trying to find some baddies to point out to Jordan Poole.
Hey, there was
You know, I
plenty
was
of
like,
there was plenty of baddies at LA. Okay, there's always baddies, but it didn't matter.
I know it's all sunshine and rainbows in LA. We know that. We know that.
Like, bro, we had the stars out for him ready courtside, and it still didn't matter.
listen, man, Jordan Poole
I'm just
shot
saying
from what
that
he's hitting.
that punch Draymond landed on him took a lot out of him.
Maybe mentally.
And like Gio and I said, he's a big reason why they lost that series against the Lakers.
For sure.
And that's why he's shipped now, in my opinion.
I agree. Also, contract wise, he's not worth whatever they gave
Right.
him.
4 year, 150, something like that.
Right.
He's making like a bag now.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it is good for Jordan Poole because now he can go and be the man like he wanted to in Washington, do whatever he wants. Probably going to chug up 50 shots a game, and we'll see what he does.
And another reason why they did put in those first, I do believe, is because of how big that contract was. And is he
Yeah.
really worth all that money? So they had to give them some, reliance along with that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's very true.
But moving on to another oh, you want to finish something, sir? Yeah, it's not all right.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, he's
All right. All right. So putting our hands up because we're moving to this special player who always shows a gun. It's John Morant. How does the Grizzlies
oh, that,
how did the Grizzlies move forward with Marcus Smart being their number 1 point guard for the first, I believe, 25 games?
yo, that was smooth, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That was smooth.
that was fire. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't even know who got the cliffhanger that time. It don't even matter because Gio just made one of the greatest jokes in 2023. So getting into the Ja suspension, obviously, as Gio stated, 25 games. Gio and I are in agreement that that is way too little, in my opinion, as well as his. What is your thoughts on it, Saya?
I get it. I get why it was only 25 games, but I don't like the reasoning for why they did it.
You see, to me, it's not because of the reasoning they said. It's because of the viewers and they want the money, and Ja brings in the money. So they're not
That's
going
what
to
I'm saying.
spend him for a whole season or half a season. They're just going to spend him for as little as possible.
Because they want, he knows he's like, they know he's one of the biggest like stars in the league, one of the most exciting players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He brings in a lot of revenue and jersey sales. And for that, I think that's unfair. Um, I do think he should have got suspended more time because to be dumb enough to do it twice
Exactly.
and
And
only
then
get 25,
go on Twitter and be like, "Oh, it was fake, guys. It was fake." What?
like ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, I personally believe that even before it was announced, he should have got half a season. Gio was a little more harsh. He thought full season, but I believe he should have got at least half a season because to do it twice, like you said, in less than 2 months apart, that's just stupid.
It's, I don't understand who allowed him to do the same thing twice.
It's just the people he's hanging around, I think, because um the friends that he hangs out with, they don't see him like the best people.
Nah, bro, because even if like say he's hanging around with like gangbangers, no plus. Um, they should be smart enough to be like, Chad, you don't need a gun, we got you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you should be smart enough not to go on Instagram live if you know he has a gun.
For real. Like it's one of the dumbest things.
Yeah. Gio, I know you probably got a lot to say about this, so go ahead.
One of the most talented players in the NBA, right? Even being suspended, even having these two incidences, right? His sneakers sold out on Nike, right? Every single time they come out, they're selling out. It doesn't matter what he does, he's still going to be an impactful player to this younger generation, right? Even I don't care who it is, like even adults, right? Because they're buying the sneakers, right? Even though because it's selling out, right? He is box office. He is the big ticket in Kevin Garnett's nickname, the big ticket, right? So the 25 game suspension, that's understandable in that respect, right? You want to make as much money as possible. It is a business first, right? We all understand that. If you don't condone violence, right? If Miles Bridges was out an entire season with accusations, right? Which could or could not be true still. I'm not sure. I haven't really followed that. But as of my knowledge, there are accusations that were not true yet, right?
Yeah,
Out,
they haven't been pronounced true,
right,
but there's
right.
pictures and evidence, but we don't know.
Okay. Okay, exactly. So he sat
And
out an entire
he got 30 games compared to 25 for Ja.
right, but wasn't he out the entire season last
Yeah,
year?
that's because he was going to court and stuff. So
Okay,
like he wasn't allowed to play during that. And then once
right.
the NBA investigated it, they gave him 30 games.
Okay. So really, let's just say a full season Miles Bridges was out, right?
Right.
Accusations. In the NFL, players are, having a full year suspension for gambling. Not
Hmm.
violence, but gambling. Now,
Hmm.
John Morant shows a gun not once but twice, as you guys mentioned, right? First 8 games, and then now the 25. When is it going to end? To me, yes, a full season, it is harsh, but it shows and it puts your foot down that we don't condone this, right? This this is violence, right? This is something negative towards other people, right? And we don't condone this, and why a full season is necessary to me because it'll put shock into people. Wow, they really suspended him for a full season. There, no one's gonna have that, incident once again.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I don't think 25 games is going to stop Ja at all. He doesn't really
No,
care. he hasn't come out and said, oh well, like it's basically he's just rubbing it off. Like, okay, I'll sit 25 games and come back. Like he does not care. It's not going to change his attitude, and he's gonna. I won't be surprised if he does it a third time.
And I don't think it's his fault for doing that. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Nick. But has Kyrie Irving changed the way players respect front offices and respect the NBA as a whole?
No,
He didn't change anything?
I don't believe so. No,
Why?
I think Kyrie is a very intelligent individual
Hmm.
who knows how to handle associations in the NBA as a whole.
Okay.
Knows how to manipulate associations in the
He sure
NBA to
does.
get what he
Yep.
wants.
Hmm.
I think he's very intelligent in that aspect.
For sure.
With that, his way of doing things,
Hmm.
I think, did benefit him in the best possible way.
Okay.
Unlike Ja Morant, who is just being stupid in his own regards,
Okay.
with Kyrie, he manipulated the media and
Hmm.
the associations in the NBA when he said the earth was flat.
Yep.
He had everyone talking about him and his theory, even from
Mhm.
other sports, getting attention to him, allowing
Mhm.
him to get his bag.
Right.
Um, with the anti-Semitic stuff,
Hmm.
it was his way out of an association that he knew was going to go downhill.
Hmm.
Um, I
But
think he was gaining from it in
mhm.
terms of he was finding a new place.
Mhm.
But John Morant, I feel like he's just happy in Memphis, or at least because that's like his team.
Right.
That's where he gets his recognition.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I just think he's being dumb about it and hurting himself without reaping any benefit in return.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Kyrie to me just speaks his mind, says what's on his mind, which is okay. We have freedom of speech in this country. He's allowed to do that. So for him to get in trouble for, the anti-Semitic stuff and all that, compared to what Ja is getting for flashing a gun on Instagram not once but twice, as we said, is just crazy that Kyrie got in more trouble than Ja Morant is.
Well, I can understand your guys' points, right? And how Kyrie can manipulate the situation to his hand. But the thing is, for me, is Kyrie Irving is a very respected player by other players in that nature, right? Kyrie Irving, to me, spit on the commissioner Adam Silver's face and the league as a whole when he just does whatever he wants, right? There's no backlash. I don't think, to me, David Stern and previous commissioners, right, would tolerate the nonsense that these players are doing now.
Oh, no, not at all.
And and to me, that I feel like there's a lack of respect towards the organization, the NBA organization, not the teams, because I understand what you're coming from with the Grizzlies, right, and all that. But as the NBA organization, right, and Adam Silver, I think there's just a lack of respect within the players.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree, but the same can be said for Roger Goodell in the NFL. Like
Right.
no one cares about these commissioners these days, which is why they need changes, but they're not going to make changes at the commissioner. So until they do, the same thing is going to continue to happen.
At the
But
same time, oh,
yeah,
sorry,
no, go right ahead.
but
I was just gonna say where is the line? How David Stern earned all the respect from these players, right? And it wasn't ever walked on. Yet he was still had good relations with the players, right? But Adam Silver has good relations with the players, but I feel like he gets walked on.
I don't believe he has good relations with the players.
I would also ask, was the NBA bigger under David Stern or
Hmm.
Adam Silver?
Yeah, David Stern.
I would have to say David Stern, but the expansion of which they're playing games in Africa now, right? They're having those Euro games and China games, right? I do think the expansion under Adam Silver is good, but Yes, the NBA was bigger under David Stern.
And I would say to what degree it is. mm, How do I word it? How much do you value any publicity over no publicity?
A lot.
I mean, the phrase is all all publicity is or all what is it? All publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in the limelight, right? Everyone's just
Hmm.
looking at you no matter good or bad. So in that respect, I think anyone of that nature in the business is seeing, okay, we're in the front lines, that's good. But I do agree with you. I think David Stern had a different outlook on that he only wanted the good out there.
I think that's because he had players holding more weight.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Until,
Tracy,
oh, go ahead.
no,
No, go ahead. You're good.
you had like Tracy McGrady, who was massive in China.
Mm.
You
Kobe,
had Kobe, who
like
was international. MJ international. I don't know if that was
Shaq.
Shaq
Yep, Yao Ming.
international. My boy Yao.
Yeah.
They had everybody back then. So I don't know if it was easier to control them, but whatever Adam Silver is doing today is not the right way.
But
How many like international players are in the NBA right now that are like massive
right.
Yeah,
international?
Luca, that's
Luka
the
and
main one.
Well,
LeBron, maybe.
Yeah, that's about it,
That's really
really.
it,
there's a
right?
couple. I would say Steph Curry. He's you know extremely relevant internationally.
I mean,
Obviously,
even though
LeBron.
he hasn't played a game, you could say Victor because
I think
Right.
Victor
But
will be. I don't know if he is yet.
I feel like
like you
he.
guys said,
I just say he is because like all the publicity he's already getting in every country.
Yeah, but like, what if he turns out like Anthony Bennett or Greg Oden?
True. Yeah, that's true.
hey, my boy Greg, my boy Greg.
Oh, yeah,
That
go
Ohio
ahead, Gio.
State representative alumni, Greg, love that man.
But to me, it's also crazy that Nike kept Ja Morant with
Yeah.
his gun flashing compared to what they did with Kyrie Irving. They let him go like automatically before he even had a chance to speak about what he was trying to say. And
Well,
then Ja flashes a gun twice and they keep him.
well, there's a bigger story behind that.
I
Kyrie
think
Irving before his last and eighth, I believe, final signature shoe came out with Nike. He shared how he had zero input, how he was disappointed in the shoe, how he apologized to all his fan base, right, because of the shoe, and they were still putting it out. Okay. So that really hurt them, I would say, publicity wise, right? And financially, right? Because I think they lost a lot of money in that deal. So I think that wasn't just the final straw on the Kyrie Irving. I think relations were very, very strained at that point. But Ja Morant, as I said, his shoes are still flying off the wall, even with these with these two incidences, right? And so it's all about the money, like it's a business, and they're gonna keep them based off that.
I think John Morant's also more marketable.
Then Kyrie
True.
Irving,
Hmm.
why is that? Because Kyrie Irving's made a name for himself. He's won a championship. He's arguably the greatest ball handler of all time. Hit one of the greatest shots in finals history. Everyone loves Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving shoes were, if not top one, top three, being sold around as a basketball performance shoe.
Yeah, but I feel like Kyrie's a thing of the past right now, point guard wise. The other point guards are on the come up now.
Who's more connected to the youth? Doing TikTok dances, doing who has more longevity on the basketball court, doing more flashy things nowadays.
Ja
I think
Morant.
that's why Nike decided to keep John Morant and let go of Kyrie, knowing that Kyrie is not on the outs yet, but on the later half of out of the league.
That's fair. That's fair. I could see that. But to me,
Well,
like, I'm just thinking, like, the two accusations, Jaws are way worse than Kyrie's.
Um, I'm not sure about that. Obviously, he misworded things. I think Miles Leonard, is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. He got suspended. He was out of the league when he said anti-Semitic thing
Right. Yeah.
once, accidentally,
Hmm.
right? Kyrie Irving, same thing. He just misworded, right? Misworded what he was trying to say, which pretty much was the same thing. It was an accident, but it still hurt, right? Those people.
Right.
So, so for him to do that and not get the exact same treatment, it's like it's because he's a star, right?
Yeah.
And
It goes
that's
back to
why,
revenue.
right? And that's why I believe um he didn't get the same amount of treatment as John Morant.
That's fair.
Welcome to our business podcast.
Uh, but moving back on to sports, a name that has been rumored in trades as of today is James Harden. He did pick up his player option for the 76ers, but they're going to work together to find him a new partner. It is believed that has played his last game as a 76er. Two potential suitors as of right now that Woj reported are the Los Angeles Clippers and the New York Knicks. I know Nick Say has another team in mind, so we'll start with him and hear his thoughts on the whole thing because I know he got a trade cooked up.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out, Philly. So James Harden's a very ball heavy player. You already have Tyrese Maxey hooping good alongside Joel Embiid.
Correct.
Tobias Harris, another nice piece around Joel Embiid.
Hmm.
A little overpaid, but still a nice piece around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Who's to say you don't get another winner out in Philly? Someone who has previously won a ring. Won a ring with the Toronto Raptors, their first ring.
Okay,
Who
but
else are you pairing him with?
who led him to that ring though? Let's be honest.
Oh, I mean, it was
Kyle
Fred
Lowry.
VanVleet.
Kyle Lowry. A winner. A winner. Y'all,
And
y'all
who
can have
else?
Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
Yes.
And then who's a nice piece to put around Joel Embiid so then he can still bully people in the paint, draws a double team, boom, knockdown shooter sometimes.
Duncan
Duncan Robinson.
Robinson.
Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, 2 first-round picks. All Miami's going to ask for in return. Give us James Harden and PJ Tucker.
You see, Gio, I'm gonna let you take this.
Um. So I'm sorry to rain on your parade. You might want to, bring up an umbrella for this one.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
gonna be a torrential downpour. To me, James Harden, if I'm any franchise, I do not want that. I do not want
Yep,
that man on my team. One
I
bit.
100% agree.
One.
That's
He
what
doesn't show up in. I'm
oh, go
sorry.
ahead. No, you're good. Go
I was gonna
ahead.
say he doesn't show up in the playoffs. We saw that in Houston. We saw that in Brooklyn. We saw that in
Mhm.
Philly. Not just that, but he would get his way. He sat out in Houston, right? He had locker room dysfunction in Brooklyn. He
Sat
forced
out.
his way out of both of those spots. Now, this is the third spot he's forcing his way out of. Not only that, but he got the bag along with it. Philly gave him all the money he wanted, right? Even though he didn't deserve it because he didn't win nothing for them, right?
Nope.
James Harden is the most overrated. Everyone's saying, "Oh, James Harden's underrated now." James Harden is the most overrated player. He does not deserve that money right now because he hasn't proved it. He hasn't proved it.
Yep, I 100% agree. The first thing I said to myself is if I'm an NBA GM, I am not trading for him. He's a ball hog, number one. He wants the ball all the time. So go somewhere where you can be a ball dominant player. And if you want to win, then that's too bad because you can't do that being a ball dominant player. So I'm not going to try to get a James Harden. I'm very confused as to why Nick Sayo wants him because I know you guys need a scorer, but James Harden isn't the scorer he used to be. We saw that this year. Yes, he can still score 35 on any given night. Not as consistent as he once was,
That's the
though. And then in the playoffs, where is he? He disappears every year. It's going to be on Jimmy Butler once again. You guys need someone else who can take the load off of Jimmy Butler compared to putting it on him.
I mean, he is a previous MVP winner, right? He averaged the most assists in his career this year, highest 3-point field goal percentage in his career this year.
Yeah, but if
James
you
Harden
can't win,
isn't that bad of a player. It's
if you
just
can't
that
win with an MVP in Joel Embiid, what makes you think he can win with Miami?
I agree with that, but to me, if I'm a GM, I'm looking for the type of man you are, right? Jimmy Butler, loyal. He knows how to play the game the right way, smart way. Damian Lillard, LeBron James, all these guys are willing to sacrifice and do things for their squad. Yes, James Harden, didn't get the bag last year, but he obviously got the bag this year, and he didn't deserve it, and he's forcing his way out yet another franchise, right? What makes you think he's not going to do that when you give all that up? Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, the two main guys in the finals actually produced for you, right? And two first rounders for a guy who hasn't produced anything in the playoffs. And is that the type of guy you want in the Miami culture?
Exactly. And he doesn't fit Miami culture. He does not play defense. What do Miami Heat do best is play defense. James Harden will not play defense, and you guys will get torched by whoever he is guarding.
Torched. He said torched.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, we just
We're just giving you a lot to think about.
Honestly,
We're not trying to, if you still want him, then great. But we're just trying to get you some things to think about. There's other better players out there that you can get.
Oh, it's
and
all good.
I love James Harden and all, right? I want to root for the guy, but at the same time, the type of man he's shown us, right, isn't the type of player I want on my franchise.
Personally, I agree.
I would ask the question though. Did Harden have a respectable head coach in Philly?
Okay,
Yes.
that's fair. No, he did not. Let's be
Respectable
honest.
head coach and Doc Rivers.
Let's be honest. Doc Rivers, to me, Doc Rivers is an overrated head coach.
I think he's a great coach. The thing is, in the playoffs, when it comes into the playoffs, he has not gotten over the fact that he lost that championship in 2010 to the Lakers. He's never
Okay, and
gotten over that.
if you're a great coach, you get over that and go win. He has not been able to do that.
Has he been coached by a top 5 coach of all time, in my opinion?
In your opinion, probably not. But
Okay,
in
but
the
do you
consensus
think
of,
do you think Eric Spoelstra can get James Harden to buy in? If you guys go get him.
I'm telling James Harden and if I'm Spo, we got to the finals last year without you. So you can buy into our system because it clearly has success. We've gone to the
agreed.
Western Conference Final, Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years with Jimmy Butler on our team.
True. So if it doesn't work halfway through the season, would you deal him?
I don't believe it wouldn't work.
But where's the defense for James Harden though? Like, do you think he can improve on that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I think he can give a little bit more effort.
Yeah, he can give effort for sure.
But even then, he's got Bam anchoring the defense, where he will have PJ Tucker running it out there. He'll have Jimmy Butler, one of the top defensive players. Hopefully, a healthy Victor Oladipo by playoffs. He'll have Gabe Vincent still. Strus, I think, is gone.
Yeah.
But he'll have the team will be good defensively around him. And then Miami also has a player who will hold James Harden accountable, which I don't think any other team really did.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is going to be on his butt.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That is actually very true. If any organization can make it work, it would be the Miami Heat. Because if he goes to the Clippers or the Knicks, I feel like he's still gonna do what he has been doing the past 2 years.
He's going to be like Houston James Harden just not successful at all.
Exactly. And like if he goes to the Clippers, they're gonna have to give up one of PG or Kawhi. And I'm not willing to do that if I'm the Clippers.
Can you imagine PG with Joel Embiid?
That would be nasty though.
That would be scary.
Yeah. And they have been rumored to, be shopping one of the two. They don't want to keep both of them. So we'll see.
But yeah, I think Miami would be the best fit for James Harden.
That's
So
fair.
I also feel like I throw the same argument every time.
But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of suitors out there. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. But go ahead, Gio. What were you saying?
Let's process what you just said. Offensively, right, he's going to be magnificent, right? What you
Yeah.
guys needed, obviously, in the playoffs. Defensively, let's look what happened in the finals. You guys broke down defensively. Aaron Gordon, right? Let's just name out the MVP. Am I right? Jokic, right? Obviously, Jamal Murray,
What, Saya? Come on, what?
KCP. All these guys scored on
What?
you guys, right? And you guys are supposed to be this
Jokic,
defensive
let's
team.
be honest. Jokic cooked you guys. Okay.
So-
Bam Adebayo was non-existent.
So yet again, you're going to come up short because you guys keep the defense in the finals.
I'm sorry. I know you love Bam. His defense was non-existent. Let's be honest.
Hey man, he was just feeling them out. Now he's kind of figured
Yeah.
out.
Oh my
9
God.
games later,
felt-
and
you
you guys are the
felt-
champions.
I mean, like, come on, man.
Y'all got 4-1.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's feeling him out?
Yeah,
Feeling him out. That's first game, bro. You feel him out in the first game, first quarter.
Yeah,
That's the whole series.
that first game, Jokic wasn't even really on that.
bro. You acting like Bam Adebayo's like LeBron James feel out games.
Bam Adebayo was better than LeBron.
Oh my god.
Nowadays,
I mean,
No.
what you
this
mean, bro?
is
No.
Bam's a better defender,
He is a better defender, I'll give him that.
better rebounder.
No.
What you mean, nah?
we mean no. We mean
no.
Did you see LeBron's 2020 game this season?
Did you see
At
Bam
age
Adebayo?
38?
Bam
Yeah,
Adebayo.
What was his last
Bam
2020
Adebayo barely averages 10 rebounds a game, let's be honest.
Yeah, when was his last 2020 game?
That's because he's busy guarding the perimeter, unlike LeBron.
Oh my
LeBron
goodness.
guards the perimeter. What do you mean?
LeBron can't play defense, bro. He needs to retire.
Oh
Oh
my.
my. Bro, did you
All right,
not
all right.
did you not watch the playoffs?
LeBron can barely even score anymore, bro.
Yeah, you're
So-
right. That's why he dropped 30 on the
I
Grizzlies.
just wanted to go back to this though. James
In
Harden.
Miami, LeBron would be the 12th man. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay. I'm sure about that.
I
But yeah,
just wanna
back to James Harden before we
reel it
our
back
brains
in.
explode.
James Harden, right, is not going to help you guys defensively in that final scenario, which I just mentioned, right? Because you guys fell apart defensively.
It wasn't offense that killed you guys. You guys could score with the best of them. It was defense, like we said.
Right. And you guys pride yourselves on defense. So how can you do that with James Harden? My thing
You're
is,
talking-
I understand.
No.
My thing,
Yeah, Peter Tucker's
I
great,
would-
but Harden's still a liability no matter who he's guarding.
I would rather try to
Put
get.
him on. Listen, I'll take Aaron Gordon beating us. All right, because that's so unlikely to happen again.
I mean, he's going to do it again because of size.
I mean, it's not because you guys lack size.
Yeah.
Amen. Next thing you know, because you're saying this, Cody Zeller's going to start, and I'm going to have a heart attack.
Hey, bro,
Um,
he needs to start. You should have started him. At
the
that
thing
point,
with
I
me
would have
is-
started Udonis Haslam. God dang.
Bro, I would have played UD the whole time. All 5
Uh-huh.
games, all 48 minutes.
Because, like, bro, after seeing Aaron Gordon go off for 15 points in game one, I'd be like, yeah, UD, you got it.
Bro, UD with a swung.
It's like, he actually tries.
The greatest to ever do it. Udonis Haslam.
It's sad, though. He had to go out with an L.
hot
But-
take. Hot take.
Go ahead, Gio.
I'd rather have Tobias Harris. I'd rather trade for Tobias Harris
Then James Harden.
than James Harden.
Because of the defense aspect.
That I'm also getting a bigger player, right? And I
Yeah, but
know
you're also
that
getting a bigger contract is the big issue.
you are getting a massive contract. The thing for me is though, that type of player can buy into the Miami Heat culture instantaneously, right? Tobias Harris, I think offensively, we saw what Kyle Lowry was doing offensively on the Toronto Raptors without Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't really doing that much. With the Miami Heat, I feel like he was more efficient. He was performing well, especially in the playoffs. Tobias Harris can buy into that culture. He can play more efficiently. And overall, I think he'll be an overall better player for the Miami Heat than for the 76ers.
That's
And
fair.
he's that great of an offensive weapon as well. So he can help out Jimmy.
I agree.
We don't want to.
I mean, I agree it is a better fit, but if they couldn't sell the owner on the luxury tax of Bradley Beal, there's no way they sell him on the luxury tax of Tobias
No,
Harris.
right, exactly. I understand that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do a trade with Philly, it's gonna be for Tobias Harris, not for James Harden.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think James Harden's going to Miami. You know, Nick Say is known for these hot takes. He just had one at 10:43 p.m. on June 29th, 2023. We'll see if he comes to fruition.
I don't believe Harden's going to come to Miami either, in all
Okay.
honesty. I think there's another dude that's going to come to Miami instead. But just hypothetically, James Harden would be an MVP in Miami.
Can I ask you who that other player is?
He's one of my favorite players based off his personality,
Mhm.
The way he presents himself,
Yep.
his intelligence, his resume,
Yep.
his flashiness on the court.
Is it Kyrie Irving?
It's Kyrie Irving. I think he's
My
coming to Miami.
goodness.
You know, Kyrie Irving's a Laker.
I think he's a Heat, bro.
You know, we'll spend our last minutes making our pitches and our segments for Kyrie because Kyrie's a Laker.
I don't know, bro. I'm in a DM group chat with Kyrie and Jimmy Butler.
Oh,
I heard
really?
he's coming to Miami.
You know, I'm in a group chat with Kyrie and LeBron James. He said it's a lock for LA. He said I've been waiting to play with LeBron since I left. I should have never left.
I mean, shoot. We all know KD's friendship with Kyrie Irving is as strong as ever, right? Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Why not have 5 All-Stars on a team just like the Warriors, right?
Getting into all seriousness, moving into Kyrie Irving just because we're already there. Obviously, as Gio stated at the beginning, he is going to meet with the Suns at the beginning of free agency. I believe he's not going back to Dallas based off what he said. He said he wants his next team to be his last.
Right.
To me, that means he's not going back to Dallas. I don't know.
That's LA.
I think Phoenix would be insane, but it wouldn't work. Too many ball dominant players, way too many ball dominant players.
Space. How are they
and the
going to
cap
have
space
depth,
because
right?
you still have DeAndre Ayton. No one
Right.
wants him, and Kyrie wants the bag. Let's be honest. So I don't think it will make it work unless he takes a pay cut. If he takes a pay cut, then maybe, or you trade DeAndre Ayton, yes. But I just don't see it happening. But he is going to meet with them. I believe he is also doing this to try to get leverage on Dallas to see what they would offer.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Mark Cuban is pretty stubborn. I don't think he's going to waver in the fact that he's going to give Kyrie Irving what he believes he deserves, right?
Well, I mean, he did say that he's going to throw everything at him because he learned his lesson last year with Jalen Brunson. So we'll see if that's going to be enough.
Where he wants to go, like any other legend wants to go, is die off into the sunset in LA. Every other all-star wants to do that. Well, it's just because it's the land of opportunity. I know we're not a business podcast, but it is the land of opportunity. We can see Kyrie Irving being a great businessman and, as he is, go off into LA and be very successful after his career. And like you just said, he wants to end his career with one team, and that's LA right now.
For sure. And he wanted to play with LeBron before he retires again.
For sure.
Best chance for him to do that is LA. He did say he'd take exactly. He did say he'd take a pay cut to come to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only team he said he'd take a pay cut for, which tells me how much he wants to come here to LA to play with LeBron one more time. I mean, it would be hard to make it work with the lack of cap space the Lakers have. So we'll see if they can get it done. But it's going to be interesting to see this whole Kyrie Irving thing because I feel like Dallas is going to do all they can to retain him.
I think he comes to Miami.
Seiya thinks everyone comes to Miami.
It's the best fit.
In case you guys forgot, since we didn't have Nick Seiya for about a month, he thinks every player known to man will go to Miami.
I mean, I would have to agree. Like you,
I mean,
and
yeah,
you and
it
Nick
would
both
work.
think that they're going to LA and Miami. I never say anything about Cleveland because I know my spot. I know my place.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry, but you guys got D Mitch and Darius Garland. Well, Garland
And
for
no
now.
first rounders this year. I love it. And
Yeah,
no first rounders.
exactly. Well, Garland for now, but we'll see what happens.
Darius Garland's coming to Miami too. I heard.
Oh my
I
God.
PM'd him.
Every player is coming to Miami. No, cap
There's
space
no-
doesn't exist. Cap space doesn't exist in
Brook Lopez
Miami.
is coming to
Down in
Miami too.
Miami
Cap space doesn't exist in Miami. They don't
or
have
LA,
cap
I guess.
space.
Either one. Both of them.
Hey, we got
Pat
cap
Riley's
space.
talking to Philly, and they're actually gonna cut Joel Embiid, and he's gonna sign Miami.
Oh my God, bro.
I mean, how can you have Bruce Brown, Brook Lopez, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving?
That's why I don't think it's going to happen. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think he's going to come to us. I believe that it's going to be Bruce Brown because we can use all of our money on him, and that would be our biggest splash.
Right.
That's my prediction.
Ooh, what if you guys get Strus? That would be great. That would be a great spot.
I mean, we still have free agents to let go too, like Dennis Schroeder, who's taking up a lot of money.
I know, but if you can get a shooter like Strus,
yeah, that would be great. I wouldn't mind that at all.
An extremely streaky shooter like Giovanni.
I think, in case you guys haven't watched Nick Seiya play basketball, he's Ben Simmons.
Nah, I can't, bro. I'm like prime Steph Curry nowadays.
Gio.
I mean, I plead the fifth. I got no comment.
He's Ben Simmons. Nothing changes.
I'm like Dame Lillard, bro.
Seiya, I'm gonna let you shoot.
Bro, I'm about to drop a 50 piece.
No,
I might even go like Dame, go 71.
I'll go 81 like Kobe then.
I might have to go Will. 100.
All right. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked there, but moving on to Darius Garland, I do want to get Gio's thoughts on this as a Cavaliers fan. He is potentially the Cavaliers are open to trading him. So, what's your thoughts on that as a Cavaliers fan, and are you happy about it or upset about it?
I mean, I understand at the standpoint where we're trying to trade him because of how Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland worked together in the playoffs. They didn't really work so well.
Right.
You're gonna need someone to play off the ball, and obviously Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland are both ball dominant players. To me, though, I think they can work it out. I think those are two great players, and I think Donovan Mitchell has a lot more to give us. Right, we haven't seen the full potential of Darius Garland. So that being said, I want to keep him at all costs. I can't believe the Cavaliers are willing to trade him. It's going to have to be a haul. It's going to have to be more than Rudy Gobert, in my opinion, because of how much potential he does have. So really, if they want to do that, go right ahead. At least you get a haul. But if you don't, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree. When I saw it, I was very surprised because to me, the first round exit isn't on Darius Garland, it's on Donovan Mitchell. He didn't play as well as obviously Gio expected and as well as anyone expected.
Everyone.
So
to me, it's on everyone.
Yeah, that's true. It is on everyone.
Rebounding, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. Offensively, Evan Mobley didn't show up. Karis LeVert didn't show up. The bench didn't show up. And, there's a plethora of things I could be saying right now. But,
that's true.
But continue.
But it's not on Darius Garland alone. So
right.
To be open to trading him just because of, one bad season that was a first round exit, you got to give it time. They're still young. It was their first playoff experience in their entire career outside of Donovan Mitchell. So give them a few more times and they will get the hang of it. You just got to keep this core together and eventually they will get over the hump, I feel like.
I agree. They're the new Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets obviously wasn't a first round exit, but let's just say because of youth wise, right? Denver Nuggets average age back in 2020 was less than 25 years old, right? Youth wise, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I believe is the same exact thing then for the Denver Nuggets, just right around there, right? Except for Ricky Rubio, but we don't mention him. He doesn't play no more. So, so with that being said, I think, yes, you're right. Experience is going to help us a lot, just like the Denver Nuggets. And I think we'll be back for revenge and we're going to get closer each step of the way. And hopefully that'll turn into a championship sooner than later.
For sure. Saya, what's your thoughts on this?
I think as long as Miami's in the East,
I mean,
Cleveland will not win the championship.
okay.
But also, I think trading DG would be a horrifically bad move.
Unless it's to Miami Heat, right?
Huh?
Unless it's to Miami, right?
Unless it's Miami, then it's a great move for Cleveland, honestly. Take Duncan Robinson back because he's that off-ball, straight-up shooter.
I mean, I love myself some Jimmy Neutron, so.
Or Kyle Lowry. Take Kyle. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
He'll take a charge once in a while.
Once in a while, yeah, sure.
But yeah, I think Darius Garland's like I think he's a phenomenal point guard, one of the best in the league.
Wow.
I
That's high
really,
praise for DG.
bro, I'm a big fan. Like,
That's high
I
praise.
genuinely think he's really good, and he's still so young. The only way I'm trading DG is if I get like Dame.
Nope. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Would you get rid of him for PG?
No,
Really?
I'm talking like the only reason I said Damian Lillard
Yeah.
is because Damian Lillard is the second best point guard in the league.
Behind Shea.
All right, yeah, let me on a
Behind
serious
Steph.
note, behind Steph.
Yeah.
So I think Dame's the only one that I would, because the Warriors aren't going to trade Steph.
Right.
No.
I think Dame would be the only player I'd trade DG for. Other than that, I'm not
Wow.
giving him up for anything.
That's
Unless Shea was there, but OKC best not do that.
See, I think that's crazy. Yes, I understand DG's potential, but Damian Lillard is a proven entity in the league compared to Darius Garland. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, that's a lot. Damian Lillard for DG, you would have to throw in a lot more stuff if you're Cleveland. I say PG because we are, I would say weak in the wing spot, right? We're still missing a guard, right? A primary guard, to run the floor, which DG does perfectly. So if we do that, yes, we lose a guard, we gain a forward, but then again, we lose that floor general. So he's just too important for us.
Yeah, I agree. I also wouldn't trade for Paul George because he's just yet another player that would disappear in the playoffs.
I mean, look back with.
Indiana.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Head to head with LeBron.
that's 11 years ago. So that's in the past. He's not the same player in the playoffs anymore.
If you look at Paul George on the Pacers, he has Roy Hibbert as his help. He has Roy Hibbert.
Toe to toe with LeBron James, prime LeBron.
He's still not gonna. To me,
Chris
even
Bosh,
if you, to me, even
I don't
if
think
you
Shane
put him
does.
on, I don't believe it would change anything. But I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, I love myself some Paul George. He comes back. If he returns to the East, I know he can't wear number 24 anymore, but if he returns to the East, oh, he's goated. He'll be the MVP next year.
We'll see. But I honestly, I would keep PG over or keep DG over PG personally because of the potential that DG has compared to PG in his last years, I would say.
I would agree, but I also don't think Darius Garland's that much below Paul George as of right now.
As of right now, right?
Yeah, I agree. And
So I wouldn't trade him.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade him at all. I was surprised when I saw that, and I hope they don't trade him because if they get more experience, they're gonna grow.
For sure.
They're gonna be second behind Miami.
I mean, they'll be second behind Denver. But
They'll be the new Boston Celtics, because Boston shouldn't have made the finals.
oh wait, aren't you guys the new Boston Celtics because you guys, were possibly the favorites heading into it, just like Boston was?
No one had the Heat as a favorites, though, if we're being honest.
I mean, yes, Denver was the favorite to win it, but looking how Miami played in the playoffs, they had a strong chance to win.
Yeah,
Miami has a strong chance to win every year, bro.
that's
So did
true.
Boston.
Nah, Boston doesn't until they get rid of Jaylen Brown.
Whoa, 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 whoa. JB, if you want to come to Miami, bro, we'll ship out Kyle Lowry for you.
Come to Miami. Everyone come to Miami.
But moving on to the last topic of the day, obviously we touched on it a little bit. Damian Lillard most likely is going to stay in Portland. He did give Portland his dream scenario this past week. It is to sign Draymond Green as well as re-sign Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
Jeremy Grant's going to ask for a lot of money, so we'll see if they can make that happen. I don't believe they can get Draymond Green. So what's your guys' thoughts on that whole process of Damian Lillard's thought?
I like it. He's trying to get contenders, proven winners in Draymond. The Jeremy Grant thing is kind of confusing to me. We've seen Jeremy Grant previously in the past leave contention to go be the guy in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's mainly looking for his bag if he's going to stay in Portland.
Right.
So I don't really understand that. Like, I understand he's a very good player. Phenomenal player. Keeps his own. But I think actually, no, I'm with it, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he was a big part, even though they, stunk, but he was still a big part of their very little success this season.
And I don't know who else would fill his shoes.
If they let him go, they have no four. All they got is Nurkic.
And they have no, like, pull like LA does to get free agents to go to Portland.
Right. Exactly.
They're
So,
like,
I mean, he is going to ask for 4 years, 109 million. So it is going to be a lot, which is why I don't think they get Draymond too. But I don't think they have to get Draymond in order to keep Dame, because Dame already basically came out and said he's staying. But I do agree with you. I do like his ideas of trying to get contenders, and I hope that's what Portland does for Dame, because Dame deserves a lot more than what they've done for him, and we'll see what happens.
I hope like Portland overrides it and it's just like, Dame, you know what? You're our best player in franchise history, probably. But go ahead, go to Miami, bro. Win that ring.
Gio, what's your thoughts?
I mean, would he be the best player? I don't know. I'm getting off topic here, but Bill
In Portland
Walton,
history,
Clyde Drexler, all those guys.
he's the best player in Portland history, I think.
Who?
Dame.
Over Bill Walton?
I believe so, yes.
Over Clyde Drexler?
Yes.
I think that one's more debatable, but I'd take Dame, I think. More iconic.
I mean, yes, he's flashy and all, but Bill won a chip. In the Lakers and Celtics era, Bill won a chip.
Yeah, but like Dame hasn't had any help, and he's basically carried this team to the playoffs every year prior to last year.
True, but I understand that, and the discussion is that you had the Warriors to go through, you had the Lakers, you have all these other teams. My thing is, Bill had to go through the Celtics and the Lakers. Back in the day when they were winning nonstop championships.
I don't know. I like Dame personally.
There's an argument. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyways, it's off topic, but just had to make that point made for me for some reason. Damian Lillard, his thing is he wants to be a contender. You bring in Draymond Green, a champion, 4-time champion, obviously right off the bat, you're contending for a championship. If you add Draymond Green, right? Jeremy Grant, we all know how special he can be. What do you do? Average 25, 5-5, if not more than that when he was on the Pistons. We know what he can do, especially when you have a full season without dysfunction, when you have the chemistry between Chauncey Billups and the team, right, is increasing more and more each day. I love where this franchise is heading. And if you keep Jeremy Grant, you add Draymond Green, you're in a contending spot where you're a middle of pack team, and at that point, anything can happen in the playoffs. You just got to go game by game and fight your way to a championship.
Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, though, I'm kind of surprised Dame didn't name like a trade person he wanted.
I feel like he
Like
wants
a
to.
trade for someone.
I feel like he wants to keep like a majority of the young core, so that's why he didn't say trade.
I
Yeah, but you
mean,
got
you also got Scoot. Forget you got Scoot,
And you
no.
got Anthony Simons, who's on the come up.
right?
That's what I'm saying though. You got three. I see all of them as point guard.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's very guard heavy, which is going to be like a
But I
problem.
mean, I wouldn't want to trade Scoot or Anthony though. They're both so talented.
I wouldn't either. At the same time, if you're trying to build for Dame,
True.
like I don't know.
That's why I feel like it would just been best for Dame to say, "Yeah, I'm out," but he's too loyal.
I don't think he ever will say I want out.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I feel like if any offseason was the best offseason for him to do it, it would be this offseason, and he still didn't do it.
Right.
I think Portland just gotta be like, hey, Scoot and Ant, y'all are our future. Dame,
Right.
thank you. Go win a ring in Miami. We're cheering you on.
Like I feel like they're just gonna have to do what they did with CJ, just ship him out without him knowing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. It's definitely gonna be interesting. I feel like if they're not very good by halfway through the season, we'll be having this conversation again because Dame will still be talking. But Gio, you got a segment to wrap it up?
Yeah. First off, I have two things. First off, I want to say congratulations to Kawhi Leonard on his birthday. I believe he turned 32 today.
32, yeah, 32, yeah.
Congratulations on Kawhi Leonard. And then second off, the Wimbledon starts this Sunday, I believe, right? So another, Grand Slam tournament happening right now, one of the most iconic tennis tournaments ever, right? So that's happening this Sunday. The Wimbledon starts. Hopefully Nick Kyrgios can go ahead and win that tournament. If not, hopefully Matteo Berrettini can win that tournament, an Italian player. And if not, you always got the Americans and Francis Tiafoe, right? Center, all these great Americans coming up in the game. So it's going to be fun to watch.
For sure. Not much going on in the video game world, but NBA free agency does start tomorrow at 6 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Definitely going to be a lot of moves, a lot of star power on the move.
Wait,
It'll be fun to watch.
I thought everything was sorry to interrupt. I thought everything was finalized. Everyone's going to Miami, right?
Oh yeah. According to Nick Saya, everyone is going to Miami, so we'll see what happens. But if you don't believe that, stay tuned to where everyone else will go and decide because there's a lot of star power available. Definitely going to be a lot of star power on the move, and it will definitely be fun to watch. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. is when it starts, and it will be very fun. And on to Nick Saya, who has not done a segment in forever.
Woo! Yeah.
They're actually making a new rule. They're expanding the roster sizes so Miami can fit every single free agent on the team.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
I'm
heard
sure.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get into music, so I've been gone for a very long time.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm gonna just keep it to the same way I had it, with a little switch up this time. Music I'm looking forward to is Pink Tape by Lil Uzi. It's very hyped right now. I saw some the features got officially released in the track list, so I'm looking forward to that. But I also want to shout out Lil TJ. I don't know if y'all heard his song June 22nd yet. For those who don't know, he got shot June 22nd, 2022. That song's all about the story of that night. I think it's like a wild song. That's like a great story, but it's also a great song on top of that, which is kind of like a crazy combo.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna shout that song out.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
Yo, do I still do it?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for watching. That's Jake Smith. Appreciate it. If you've enjoyed, or if you disagree with us or agree, let us know down in the comments. Appreciate you, Gio. If you liked the return of Gio's jump shot, you could drop a like on the video, even though it's always been there. Or if you just liked anything we said, like the Miami Heat signing everyone, drop a like. As always, make sure to Gio.
Hey, like three wise men once said, subscribe. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.